So, ladies and gentlemen, history reminds us of the years we had spent in waging war against colonization, fighting tooth and nail. Of course, from other parts of the world, but here, Indonesia, Vietnam, to name the rest, against oppressors to reclaim our lands and independence. Today, can we in good conscience sit idly while this insidious form of colonization continues to be perpetrated with impunity? Now, the latest findings of the International Commission of Inquiry of the actions of Israeli security forces since 7th October 2023 reveals a story of untold and unparalleled horror with the systematic, deliberate and targeted killing of more than 20,000 Palestinian children and the inflicting of grave injury to another 44,000. To my mind, this has reached a point where even the term genocide does not fully capture the barbarity, depravity and sheer evil of these heinous crimes committed by the murderers. This remains a festering wound in the collective conscience of the world. The failure to intervene, especially by countries with the power to influence the Zionist regime, has only empowered them to expand their wars in the region. Meanwhile, in Europe, the Russo-Ukrainian war continues its grind of death with civilians and public infrastructure targeted and huge loss of life on all sides. In Sudan, the civil war rages on, largely ignored by the global community. Also with horrific atrocities documented against non-combatants, some targeted based on tribe or ethnicity. So let us be clear. Such violence and brutality, whether in Europe, West Asia, or Africa, must come to an end with a cessation of hostilities that prioritizes the protection of civilians. It paints a bleak future when humankind could otherwise be celebrating tremendous advancement of economic and technological growth. Most disturbingly, the signs point towards a greater and systematic devaluation of respect of international norms and laws. Might now makes right, as does narrow national interests, even at the expense of rubbishing the sanctity and legal obligations of an international contract. Malaysia learned this lesson recently when the delivery of naval strike missiles were unilaterally cancelled by the Norwegian supplier, despite almost full payment being made, 95% paid. Norway. So our position on this to both the company and the Norwegian government is crystal clear. While Malaysia will continue to seek diplomatic and legal remedies and do so in good faith, this episode speaks to a larger problem and dangerous trend of double standards by those who claim to stand by the rule of law and the hypocrisy of those who are conveniently muted on such violations. It is acceptable for some countries to ignore international laws and norms, while others are subjected to the strictest standards of compliance. If this is how partners in the West are going to treat those of us in the global South, if the principle of one rule for me, another for thee, is indeed the norm they want to put forward, then it does not bode well for our future as equitable partners and friends. As the old Dutch saying goes, trust arrives on foot and departs on horseback.